If you're over 65, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really thought about the handful of nuts you eat as a snack? It sounds so simple. Just a little bowl before dinner, or a sprinkle on your salad. But here's the truth most people never hear. Some nuts can actually protect your joints, sharpen your memory, and steady your energy. While others, the wrong ones, quietly inflame your body, stiffen your knees, and pile stress onto your heart. That's why in this video, we're going to uncover the 4 nuts you should be eating regularly after 65, and the 4 that may be doing real damage without you realizing it. Before we get started, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing the community we're building, Florida, Texas, California, even across the world in Australia and the UK. And if you're serious about staying mobile and sharp for years to come, make sure to like this video and subscribe. That way you never miss out on these wellness insights designed for you. Now, why does this matter? Because your body at 65, 70, 75 doesn't process food the same way it did at 25. A snack that once gave you energy may now leave you stiff, swollen, or even foggy-headed. So knowing which nuts to lean on and which to avoid can be the difference between waking up ready to move or waking up achy and tired. And here's the open loop for you. One of the nuts people think is the healthiest of all can actually accelerate arthritis pain. I'll reveal which one later, so stay tuned. Let's start with the good guys. The first nut on our list, the second best one for seniors, is the humble walnut. At first glance, it doesn't look like much. Wrinkled, rough, a little odd in shape. But if you really look at it, you'll notice something remarkable. Walnuts look almost exactly like the human brain. 2 hemispheres, folds, and grooves, even a little resemblance to the cerebellum at the base. And here's the incredible part. It's not just a coincidence. Walnuts are, in many ways, brain food in disguise. They're one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids, the healthy fats that soothe inflammation in both the brain and the body. And this matters enormously as we age. Think about those mornings when your knees feel swollen or your fingers are too stiff to open a jar. That's inflammation at work. Or those afternoons where you walk into a room and forget why you went there. That fogginess often traces back to the same process. Walnuts step in like little firefighters calming those flames. But it goes beyond joints and memory. Studies show that seniors who regularly eat walnuts actually perform better on cognitive tests. That means stronger recall, sharper focus, and even protection against age-related decline. Imagine still being able to tell stories to your grandchildren with every detail intact, or read a novel and follow every twist without losing your place. That's the gift these little nuts can give. Why is this so powerful? Because inflammation is one of the silent drivers of aging. It's what makes climbing stairs harder than it used to be, what causes ankles to puff up after a short walk, and what clouds thinking on days when you desperately want to feel sharp. By working walnuts into your diet, you're not just eating a snack. You're pushing back against one of the strongest forces of aging itself. And the beauty is, you don't need a lot. Just a small handful is enough. About 5 to 7 walnut halves a day. More than that, and you may run into hidden calories that add up over time, something many people on fixed incomes or weight management plans don't want. But with the right portion, you're fueling your body in exactly the way it needs. So how do you use them? One of the simplest ways is to toss a few into your morning oatmeal, where the warmth softens them and the flavor blends beautifully. Or pair them with a piece of fruit like an apple or pear. Suddenly, you have a balanced snack with protein, fiber, and healthy fats that actually keep you full longer. Some people even chop walnuts into salads, adding crunch without relying on croutons or processed toppings. The point is, walnuts don't need to be complicated. A small handful taken consistently works quietly in the background. Day after day, month after month, that small choice builds into a body that feels lighter, clearer, and more resilient. Now, the strongest nut, the one that belongs at the very top of your list, is the almond. Almonds are in many ways nature's multivitamin. Small, smooth, and simple, but hiding a powerhouse of nutrition inside. For seniors, this is one nut that delivers benefits on almost every level of health. First, let's talk about vitamin E. Almonds are one of the best natural sources you can find. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant that protects your skin, eyes, and immune system. That means fewer age spots, better resilience against colds and infections, and even support for your vision as the years go on. Think about what that means in daily life. Being able to look in the mirror and feel comfortable in your skin, having the energy to play with grandchildren without catching every seasonal bug, and continuing to enjoy hobbies like reading or sewing without your eyesight fading too quickly. But almonds don't stop there. They're also rich in both magnesium and calcium. Together, these two minerals form the backbone, literally, of bone health. For someone in their 60s or 70s, this is crucial. Every stumble, every uneven sidewalk, every wet bathroom tile carries the risk of a fall. When your bones are strong, the risk of a fracture drops dramatically. And strong bones also give you steadier balance, better posture, and more confidence with every step you take. Imagine walking into your garden without that subtle fear of losing your footing. That's the gift that stronger bones can provide. And here's something that surprises a lot of people. Almonds are also a blood sugar stabilizer. Many seniors, even those who don't have diabetes, experience creeping blood sugar levels. Maybe you feel a little shaky between meals, or notice that you get tired quickly after eating something sweet. That's your body struggling to keep glucose balanced. Almonds help smooth those spikes. Eat a small handful with your meal, and instead of energy crashing mid-afternoon, you feel steady, calm, and alert. Over time, this balance protects your heart and reduces your risk of more serious complications. So how should you enjoy them? The best choice is raw or lightly roasted almonds without added oils or heavy salt. Chewing slowly is important too. Almonds are dense, and the more you chew, the more your body can actually access the minerals locked inside. This simple act of slowing down not only improves digestion, but also makes you more mindful, helping you enjoy your food instead of rushing through it. And almonds are versatile. You can blend them into smoothies, sprinkle them onto a salad, or even use almond flour in baking if you enjoy cooking at home. Many seniors find that swapping out just a few refined ingredients for almond-based ones gives them a healthier version of foods they already love without feeling deprived. So remember this: almonds aren't just a snack. They're a daily insurance policy for your bones, your skin, your energy, and your long-term health. They give you that steady foundation that lets you keep doing the things you love, year after year. Our third nut is one you might not expect: the Brazil nut. Most people don't think twice about them. They're those big, chunky nuts you sometimes find mixed in a holiday jar, often pushed aside because they're harder to bite into. But here's the secret. Brazil nuts carry one of the most overlooked minerals in senior health: selenium. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day can give you your entire daily dose of selenium. And that's important because selenium plays a starring role in your thyroid function. Think of your thyroid like the thermostat for your body's energy. When it's well supported, everything runs smoothly. Your metabolism, your focus, even your mood. But when it starts slowing down, life feels heavier. You feel sluggish in the morning, weight creeps on even when you're eating the same foods, and your ability to concentrate slips. That's why selenium is so powerful. For seniors, it's like fine-tuning the thermostat back to where it should be. Energy becomes steadier, focus feels sharper, and your body's ability to defend itself against illness strengthens, because selenium is also critical for your immune system. But here's the key. Brazil nuts are potent. This is not a nut you can eat by the handful like almonds or walnuts. More than 2 or 3 a day can actually overload your system with too much selenium, which can backfire. So think of Brazil nuts not as a snack, but as a natural supplement. A couple of nuts, taken daily, are like a targeted medicine cabinet for your thyroid and immune system, without the side effects of a pill. If you've ever wondered why some days your energy feels stable and others it completely bottoms out, your thyroid may be at play. Supporting it with something as simple as 2 Brazil nuts could make a difference you actually feel day to day. And finally, the fourth nut that deserves a place in your pantry, the pistachio. Bright green, fun to crack open, and surprisingly powerful. Pistachios may look like a light snack, but for anyone over 65, they're one of the best choices you can make for your heart and eyes. Let's start with the heart. Pistachios contain special plant compounds called phytosterols that naturally lower LDL cholesterol. That's the bad cholesterol that clogs arteries and puts strain on your cardiovascular system. Over time, eating pistachios regularly can help keep your arteries clearer, your blood flowing better, and your heart under less stress. For a senior trying to avoid the medications or procedures that often come with heart disease, that's a meaningful protection. But pistachios also support your eyes. They're high in lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 compounds that act almost like natural sunglasses for your vision. They filter harmful blue light and protect against macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in seniors. If you want to keep driving at night, keep reading comfortably, keep gardening, or simply enjoy the sight of your grandchildren's faces, then protecting your eyes is priceless. Pistachios make that possible. There's also a practical bonus. Pistachios are lower in calories per ounce than many other nuts. And because you usually have to shell them, you automatically slow down as you eat. That built-in portion control makes them one of the most satisfying yet waistline-friendly nuts you can choose. Eating pistachios becomes almost a ritual. Crack, eat, pause. That naturally helps you avoid overeating. You can add pistachios to salads for a pop of color, crush them into a topping for fish or chicken, or simply enjoy them as an evening snack instead of chips or cookies. They're fun, they're flavorful, and they quietly protect 2 of the things that matter most in later years, your heart and your eyesight. Now we turn to the other side of the list. The nuts that can quietly cause damage if you're over 65. These are the ones that look innocent enough, the ones you've probably reached for countless times. But beneath the surface, they can make life harder. More aches, more stiffness, more weight creeping in. The first one may surprise you. Peanuts. Technically, peanuts aren't even true nuts. They're legumes. But because they look and taste similar, most people treat them as if they were. The issue lies in their fat profile. Peanuts are very high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6 isn't bad in itself, but balance is everything. Your body works best when omega-6 and omega-3 fats are in harmony. When that balance tips too far toward omega-6, inflammation takes over. And for seniors, inflammation is the enemy. If you already deal with arthritis, stiff knees, or swollen fingers, peanuts are like pouring gasoline on a smoldering fire. That handful at lunch could be what makes it harder to climb stairs in the evening. On top of that, peanuts are among the foods most often contaminated with aflatoxins, a toxic byproduct of mold. These invisible toxins put extra strain on the liver, a critical organ that's already working hard as you age. For someone on medication or just trying to keep their body resilient, that hidden burden is the last thing you want. The second nut to watch out for is the cashew. Cashews are creamy, buttery, and for many people, addictive. They're used in everything from trail mix to vegan sauces. But for seniors, they come with a hidden risk. Cashews are unusually high in oxalates, compounds that can contribute to the formation of kidney stones. And kidney stones aren't just uncomfortable, they can be debilitating. Anyone who's had one knows the pain is unforgettable, often described as worse than childbirth. That's not something you want to face at 70. On top of that, cashews can irritate the digestive system. For seniors with sensitive stomachs or conditions like acid reflux, cashews are more likely to cause bloating or discomfort than other nuts. If you love them, it's okay to have a few on rare occasions. But they don't belong on the daily menu. The risk outweighs the reward. The third one is macadamia nuts. At first glance, they seem harmless, even luxurious. They're often praised as healthy fats and featured in tropical diets. But here's the catch. Macadamias are among the most calorie-dense nuts you can eat. Just a small handful, maybe 10 to 12 nuts, can pack nearly 200 calories. And because their flavor is mild and buttery, it's all too easy to eat double or triple that without realizing it. For seniors who are working to manage their weight, their cholesterol, or their blood sugar, that sneaky calorie load can quietly undo progress. Maybe you've been walking daily, cutting back on sugar and feeling good. Then you add macadamias as a snack, and suddenly the scale doesn't budge, or your joints start aching again. It's not that macadamias are poison, but they are tricky. They slip in extra calories without the nutrient payoff that other nuts, like almonds or walnuts, provide. So, to recap, the 4 nuts to keep in your pantry: walnuts, almonds, Brazil nuts, and pistachios. Each one offers something unique: sharper memory, stronger bones, steadier energy, and healthier vision and heart. And the 4 to be cautious with: peanuts, cashews, macadamias, and commercial peanut butters. They may taste good, they may feel familiar, but the hidden costs in inflammation, weight gain, or kidney stress simply aren't worth the momentary comfort. What feels like a harmless handful could be the very thing slowing your steps or clouding your mind. When you know the difference, though, you reclaim power. Every small choice adds up. A handful here, a snack there, it doesn't seem like much. But over weeks and months, those small decisions shape how you feel when you wake up in the morning, how steady you are when you bend down to garden, how light you feel when you climb stairs. It can be the difference between moving with freedom or waking up with aches that steal your joy. So the next time you're in the store and you reach for a bag of nuts, pause for just a moment. Ask yourself, which ones will support the future I want? The future where I'm walking without stiffness, playing with my grandkids, still enjoying sunsets with clear vision. And which ones will quietly chip away at that future, taking away energy, mobility, or independence piece by piece? That question alone can guide your hand toward the better choice. If this video gave you clarity, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's your favorite nut to snack on? And after today, will you be swapping it for something else? Sharing your answer might just help someone else in this community who's facing the same decision. And if you want to keep learning practical, natural ways to protect your health, I've linked the perfect video for you right here. It's all about the best foods to fight inflammation naturally. The foods that don't just taste good, but make life after 65 lighter, easier, and more joyful. I think you'll find it eye-opening. Take care of yourself. Because the little choices, the ones that seem almost too small to matter, they're never little. They're the choices that build your future. One day, one step, one meal at a time.